One, two, 1, 2, 3.
I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but there you go, it's a little bit better. See right there in the middle there? Enduring coons and possums or whatever it is that's digging down there. It's probably coons. They're digging holes down in there trying to get, I'm assuming where that scent, because this is where I put that attractant at. So what I did, instead of pouring corn down in these holes, I poured the corn around it a little bit. Got my blocks done up there. I got where I cook them. I'll cook them for like, I cooked 2 of them for like 45 minutes to where they're nice and hard on the outside, but on the inside they're not as hard. They're a little bit more pliable. So we'll see how these turned out. I cooked those last week also, but they weren't as thick. It's quite as thick as these were, but I had, let's see, on that trail camera there, I had 200 and something videos, and that camera that's down there, a good piece, I had like 300 videos on it. So we'll go through and pick out the best ones and make sure we put them on the Alabama trail cams. All right. Somebody's back over there shooting. I'm sure it's just target practice. Well, I want y'all to look at this trail. It's back in there. One of them comes from there. I guarantee you they're all coming out. Can't hardly talk. There's a creek right there. You see it as it goes back up on the other side over there. Right between me and that other rising place right there, that little hill. There's a creek down there. And I haven't been back down. This is about as far as I've been down there to this particular creek. But you can tell there's a lot of movement down in there. Because like I said, there's a lot of bedding places. You can tell people. Deer or something been bedding down right in here some. And plus you got that little trail here. Comes up here to right there. I said there's a little open place right there, but I don't know how much movement you actually got going in there. Then it gets really used right here. Comes out here to the field. There's my corn. Camera is right there, right in the middle. Those 2 trees kind of V in the middle there. Or looks like a V or a Y, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, that's it right there. Thought that was kind of neat. There's a lot of deer tracks and maybe coyote tracks or something. I don't think they're bobcat tracks because you can see the claws. Cat's claws were tracked, dogs' claws don't. So you can see the claws. But as wet as it is, the claws may be sinking in. I don't know. Maybe we'll have something on the camera. Okay, I'm down here at in the pine thicket. I took what corn I had left and just dumped it out right there. Got a molasses cake there and there. Don't see that one. Yeah, there you go. Got a molasses cake there, got one there. Camera's right there, and I haven't had to change the batteries out on that camera. Of course, it hasn't been taking as many videos as the rest of them have is either, but I come down here, everything I put out last week was gone, which means something was moving down here, which means that should have caught it. So I'm kind of curious. That's the stealth cam. So anyway, they had a camera around the corner over there few yards around the corner, I wasn't getting anything over there. I think I had like 11 videos, and I guarantee you 10 of them was of me. So I just took it down. I'm gonna move it back to the hobbit hole because I had some action at the hobbit hole, and I'm hoping I can, maybe the action's picked up there. So I took that camera down that snaked around the corner there. Oh, a little ways. I know, probably 50 yards. And took it down because there just wasn't any action there. And I'm gonna move it back to the hobbit hole and take the one at the hobbit hole and move it to another place. There's some crows. Anyway, well, I'm back here at the hobbit hole. Hobbit hole's right back that way by another 25, 30 yards. This is the place where I wasn't getting hardly any action there for a long time, but now the past few weeks I've been getting some action through here. It's mostly been coons and possums, but I have caught a deer or two down here. I've even spooked deer right around here. So I took that old 10 megapixel Tasco off of there, and I put that Wild Man. I think it's a 12 or 14, one of the two. Right, I took it off of here and moved it somewhere else down there in the pine thicket. Well, I took that and off the pine thicket back out because I had two of them down there that was relatively close to each other. So I took one of them back out and brought it back and put it back on this tree, and actually got some bungee cords this time I can put on there. So last time I had to put some old strap on there. Those strap stinks. They use some old cheap plastic for the buckle, and all you gotta do is just kind of tighten it up just a little bit over what you're supposed to, and it just pops. It ain't no good. So I had it tied up with a strap, one of them nylon straps. Just had it kind of tied up in a knot. So I got some bungee cords back on top of it. I like fooling with bungee cords because you can manipulate them and while they're on the tree. So I mean, you got to pull it off, and plus you hadn't got to worry about it breaking, unless like something happened last week where something come and gnawed the bungee cords off. So but like I said, everything's gone. Used to, I'd come down here and there'd still be cat food in here, which lets me know there wasn't even any possums or armadillos, coons coming down here. But now everything was even empty. Even the corn was mostly empty. It still had probably 1/8 of a jug left in it, but I filled it on up, and now I fill these up. And look forward to see what we can get down here next time. Okay, this is where I moved the other camera that I just pulled off down there at the hobbit hole. This is the entranceway right here from the light line right into here, and this is the trail that I take to get back to the hobbit hole and back to the pine thicket and back in there. That's the little path I take. I had that camera sitting there as a trail cam just to kind of pick up. I didn't bait it or anything like that, just see what was coming through here, and I had some pretty good results. So I brought this one back. This is that little Tasco 10 megapixel camera. It does pretty good for stuff like this. So I'm gonna put it back down here and see how well we do with it for a week. And like I said, this is the little trail that comes through here. That's it.